I saw this build once in the SPL. Don't mind my 0-10 stat line. This was in a professional tier list. Yeah, this character is top notch. Oh, this is a pro character. This is a pro build we got here. Are we in a pro match right now? You got professional fundamentals? Professional mechanics? No. I wanted fine okay. Mom said we have fine okay at home, but I'll be reasonable. I know no one is picking up this stuff and just attempting to emulate professional players. Let's do the do's and the don'ts. The biggest do, mechanical detail. Which buttons are used for clearing? Which ones are used for fighting? In which way? At what point do they cancel an ability? At what point do they sacrifice an ability? The ground level of being good at this game is being good at the core characters. The decision making might be different, but everyone should have the same mechanics. Biggest thing is when I started playing, I would see a lot of professional raw players use their abilities to get out of the fountain faster because of his passive. There was no shame in copying others. That saved me the brain work and that saved me the time. Play games while watching, I'm doubling my learning time. And now a don't. Builds. Back when we first started playing, build guides made more sense. There were less items, less character flexing, and less itemization. That's why you see the tabs here that go core, starter, damage, whatever. Because pretty much all builds back then had 3-4 core items and then you flex the last few. It was very easy to go, this is the best Fenrir support build, this is the best Fenrir jungle build. Items didn't change nearly as much back then, they changed so much now. So back then the information was very set in stone, as to now pros are giving you the best to their knowledge. The next do is in tandem with the don't. When's the best time to copy a pro? When's the worst time to copy a pro? Best time to copy them is after a tournament. Worst time to copy them before a tournament, especially the Smite World Championship. Their job literally is to win these tournaments. It's not winning ranked, it's not winning casuals, it's not teaching you. I've heard people get mad because of this. A professional player told me that this was not, and then they did it at a tournament. Why would they tell you? They're trying to win. So firstly, they don't want to risk the opponent knowing this information. And secondly, naughty boys, they don't want the devs to know. Because if the devs know, then the devs will nerf. And many times, these things are kept secret. They show up in full force at tournaments, and then they are nerfed immediately afterwards. You may not be directly lied to, that's only happened maybe once or twice ever, but you're not going to be told the full story. Also keep in mind, every professional player is uplifted and held back by their own team. We went from no one liking benevolence, no clue. There's so many factors right now, but it feels right. Something's not right here. I've been in crazy games where I'm winning or I'm losing and I'm still ahead of the enemy support. It seems to mitigate that support gap that we've had for years and years and years. 2-10 being built in one go. And some pros were adamant that they absolutely knew that benevolence was crazy, but they couldn't get their whole team to agree. Every year we think this is it, this is the peak of Smite, and then someone pushes it further. Now I'm starting with a don't going into a do. Don't copy all the pros, but do look for one that has a playstyle similar to yours. If you're aggressive, copying a passive pro is not going to do you any favors, and vice versa. But if you already have the tendencies of being an aggressive player, you can see other aggressive players and go, oh, I would have done that. No, I would have done that. Oh, that's cool. I didn't think of that. Because we are seeing survivor bias. For every pro that we have now, you have to think of the pros that we don't have anymore who were considered to be at the top of their game at the time. So finally, the biggest do when copying a pro player, don't try to be them, because they're not trying to be them. They're trying to be better. Beat them to it. Now get out there and become the gods you were meant to be.